Good morning, afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentle people. We are here tonight for the Valorant Oceanic Tour round of 16. This will be a match of epic proportions with Collateral eSports versus what some regard maybe a titans of this tournament at the moment of SotZ, or straight out of the zoo. I am B-Swell, and I will be bringing you all this coverage tonight. So, while we wait, the teams are getting into the lobby. Let's discuss some of these teams. We have, on the left-hand side, actually, I'm pointing the wrong way, that way apparently according to my camera, we have Collateral eSports. Collateral eSports are no slouches when it comes to putting in the effort to become the best in the OCE. This is one of their first major tournaments that they have appeared in. We haven't really quite seen them really appear in any of the previous Valorant Oceanic tours, unless they played underneath another name. I couldn't find any statistics about that. So, they'll be trying to leave their mark, and which they did. Last match, they took on Mick Team, who is known to be a fairly decent team. They've let some of the best teams in OCE, such as Team Bliss, run for their money, and well, Collateral eSports 2-0'd them. They were very close games though, 13-10 and 13-10, both on Ascent and Haven. So could these be some strong maps for Collateral eSports? We'll see how that gets played out. So I wouldn't be surprised if we expect them to be the dark horse of this tournament, as there's not a lot known about them. They have shown that they have the skills and capabilities to be able to take it with some of the best of them. And thinking of some of the best of them, they will be going up against Straight Out of the Zoo. Straight Out of the Zoo have been around for a while. They've played in a lot of the Valorant Oceanic Tour qualifiers. They've qualified into the closed qualifiers multiple times, and even from there, they made their way into the finals. And speaking of finals, they made their way into the Stage 2 finals with the best of the OCE, but unfortunately, they got taken down. They got taken down by Mindfreak, and then finished off by Nebula, but they were very close matches, 2-1 in each of those matches. So, SotZ, they play the best in the OCE. They probably regard themselves as one of the best in the OCE, and they want to make it back in to the close qualifiers. They want to push through and barrage their opponents with their skills so they can, once again, show them why they deserve to be up in the best in the Oceanic region. So, we do have our picks and bans. Our picks and bans for the night are... So, it looks like SotZ, so that is Straight Out of the Zoo, has banned Breeze. Then followed by that, we have CES, or Collateral eSports, taking down Split. So, Breeze, very obvious choice. No one likes to play as Breeze. Icebox is also another interesting one. But that didn't get picked up tonight, because our first map of the night will be on Ascent. So Straight Out of the Zoo picks up Ascent, and we will be seeing Collateral eSports on defense first, with Straight Out of the Zoo attacking, to see what momentum can get going on there. After that, map 2 will be going on to Haven. So Ascent and Haven are both these teams kind of strong maps, especially with Straight Out of the Zoo. Ascent, 71.4% win rate on their recorded matches, which are usually the Valorant Oceanic tours. That's ridiculous. They win 3 out of their 4 matches on Ascent. And then we go towards Haven. So the recorded maps that we do have on Haven, Straight Out of the Zoo sits about 50-50%. Over on the side of Collateral eSports, so the win rates we can get from them are based upon their Let's Play League openings. And so they kind of sit at that about 2 out of every 3 games they will take the advantage of on Ascent. Oh, sorry. Yeah, on Ascent. Whereas Haven, they're not doing too bad there. They have had some stellar games in the series over on Haven. And, well, I think these 2 maps are going to be where both teams will primarily excel, because they are what looks to be their preferred maps. And then finally, we go to Bind. Everyone's favorite Bind. At least it's my favorite out of our 4 default maps. Still wish we got to see some Icebox, but we're not going to be seeing that tonight. So, enough of all my pandering. I am trying to stall for time as we get into the teams. both the teams are now kind of entering the lobby. We're still waiting for that to come on board. So while that happens, let's get into a little bit of information about how the tournament is structured. So what of that jumbo I said, let's explain why and teams are doing this for. So if we have a look at our OCE structure, so this is what all the teams are vying for. We have our stage 1, 2, and 3. We are now into stage 3. This tournament's been going on for several months. In each of these stages, we have a qualifiers. Qualifiers look like this. We start off in the open qualifiers. The top teams from that move their way into the closed qualifiers. So this, we have 2 opens and then 2 closed qualifiers, and then they all move into the finals. The finals is where you will be earning points. The teams that earn the most points get promoted to our OCE championship. This is where the top 8 teams will slug it out for their spots to be able to go into the OCE and NA final chance playoffs to make their way into the Valorant Masters, or Valorant Champions, apologies. So we'll see how well they can do in this match here to be able to push their ways further and further to the goal. SotZ, they've got a fair bit of points underneath their belt, but they need more. So they will be striving to get into those close qualifiers to make sure they can continue the practice up and wait it out. See the teams coming up through the brackets, kind of get an eye for them, and then make their way for those points in the finals. But will they be able to? Will Collateral eSports decide, this is our chance to reign, this is our qualifiers, and then take SotZ down a notch, and SotZ will have to reattempt in the stage and open qualifiers 2 and make their way into the closed qualifiers from there. So the good news is we do have all the team members in the lobby. I'm going to throw us up a prediction in chat, so if you want to cheer for your favorite team, because points don't matter, but the little badge does, so you can know, give each other a little bit of biff about who is going to come out on top. So, start a prediction. We have map number 1 is SotZ versus Collateral eSports. So that will stay open for about 5 minutes. So by the time you get this, there should be 2 more minutes left on the radar to vote. Hopefully by then, we're in the match for all of you to start enjoying. Excellent. With that done, the teams, they're looking quite ready. Having a little bit of a chat in our lobby at the moment. Hopefully they get started, because I know that's what you're all here for. You're not here to look at this face. You're not here to look at me being on sale. And oh no. So okay, the match is going to be delayed just a little bit longer. There is someone needs a toilet break. I'm not going to let loose who that is. If one of the players, if you're watching this, you can let everyone else know. I'm not going to do that, but someone needs to have a little bit of a bio break before we jump into the match. Ooh, I just realized I got the old brackets open in stream with my commands. So I'm just going to change that while we wait. If there's anything you guys want to know about the tournament structure, about what we've seen in the last couple of nights, what's coming up, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to help you out there while we go into this little bit of a chat. Valorant Stage 3. Let's get that updated for you, my friends. That was Streamlabs. Let's change that a custom. Oh, this chat in the lobby at the moment. If only you guys could see. Unfortunately, you can't. Probably very luckily too. But no, once again, thank you all for joining. I can't find where to change my dashboard for a bot. There we go. Actually, we got it. Commands. Yes, we are there. Boom, changing that. Open Qualifiers 1, Stage 3. That is now up to date. I apologize about that. We are good. So, unfortunately, I can't store too much more. Actually, I can. I just thought of a way. let's have a gander at the OCE's top agents for this map. So, here on Ascent, because we're going to Ascent first. I need to mute this chat. This chat is ridiculous at the moment in the lobby. These are all ridiculous, especially you, Conkers. You're... So, on Ascent, SotZ, like everyone knows, highest pick rate along with Jet. Absolutely no surprise there. We have 94.12% pick rate and 84.23. Actually, let's see if I can share the screen, because I'm sure you guys will probably want to look a little bit of this yourselves. So, come on, let's get the screen up and running. Oop, that is my cheat sheet. Agents, there we go. So, let's just hide some of my bookmarks there. Boom. So let's have a gander at what the top agent selects are currently in OCE on Ascent. So SotZ and Jet, quite obvious. They are your top two. Then it kind of flexes onto who you'd rather rotate. We see a lot of Omen purely because Omen was still the primary hero a lot of players played while they got to learn a lot of these other characters. You see the Killjoy picking up. Reyna is starting to be your flex duelist. If a team looks at picking up a second duelist besides their Jet, it usually is that Reyna, and teams are starting to favor that Reyna, as Reyna's often a lot of utility, and Jet's kind of fallen off a little bit. Her pick rate on this map used to be a little bit higher than what it is now at 84%. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams flex. Viper is still not quite picked up as much. It was only, I believe, 3 or 4 months ago, I don't even think it was that long, it's a little bit shorter than that her buff came upon, and she's been really strong in the scene. So I would love to see some Viper in this map. I would also assume we will see an Astra. Astra is one of those high skill tiered map, because she offers so much versatility. You got the black hole to be able to pull players in. You've got the cover to be able to lock down those sightlines. She's really hard to deal with, and you usually see her play the lurk role because she can have that map presence around the rest of the map. So, once again, we are still waiting purely for the fact that these teams are trying to get ready before we jump into this match. And good news, one team says ready, the other team says, hey daddy. That doesn't really help. So we got one team ready. We're about to jump into this match, and I can stop stalling for time. It's wonderful, right? I want a huge shout out to everyone now following. It does mean a lot to me being able to get you all guys in to bring you this content. We have 2 series on tonight. We have our first series, which will be the one you're about to watch now, the round of 16. Then we got another series at 9:30 AEST 10+ Australian Eastern Standard Time, which will be our quarterfinals. And it looks like both our teams are ready. I'm ready, and we're jumping into the map. So you can stop staring at this beautiful, handsome face. And we can jump straight into Ascent. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some water as we load into this map. I was trying to be subtle about it, but it didn't work. Come on, don't you crash on us. Excellent, we're in it. Apparently took me longer than everyone else to load into the server, but this is great. Let's get a look at these lineups. So, over on SotZ, we have your standard SotZ, but they're not running a Jet this match. They've decided to trade that Jet out for 2 other duelists, a little bit lower duelists on that lineup, which is the Raze and that Phoenix. One thing to note about the Raze is Raze did get a slight nerf in our recent patch. Her Boombot's a little bit more expensive at 400 credits, and her ultimate requires 1 additional charge before she can pull out that showstopper. Phoenix didn't really get changed too much, and still the nice little run it back man. We know the flaming Phoenix to be able to deal with your opponents. We will be seeing the Cypher and Astra. So Cypher is not a common one we see too often these days on Ascent, but still offers a ton of utility for SotZ. Whoa, thank you, game. Get together there. Now, over on the side of Collateral eSports, we're going to see your more standard lineup. You have your Jet, SotZ, and Omen, 3 heroes that you particularly see on this side. However, they're going to be picking up that second duelist of that Phoenix, which in this case is going to be up a Phoenix against Phoenix matchup, which should be a little bit interesting to see how that pans out. And finally, they've also picked themselves up a Cypher. So, as I said, Cypher's not played too much. I just get completely shut down in this match as both teams want to pick it up. They're feeling comfortable, and also the recent change in the recent patch is Jet can no longer dash and break through those Cypher traps, and Conker's going to get a nice little first shot off as he has to retreat and play a little bit deeper so he can get some cover from his allies. And across the map, a little bit of a noise are being made, but no quick rotations yet, as now Yifeng has been marked out towards bottom of Cat. He gets tagged out twice there, just making him play a little bit more safer, a little bit slower, and keeping him in the back lines. As now we see a little bit of engagement towards the mid as they're starting to make their way up and over to get a little bit of map position to decide where they want to go. We're going to see an engagement here of Nice Hacks going to be dealing with Hash. If Hash decides to retreat here, he might not suspect that there is an Omen around this corner. And Omen, he's going to get the shot, but he cannot land him. It's a missed opportunity, and now it's going to be taken advantage by SotZ as they now make their way into point. Mike gets completely shut down by Conkers. Conkers gets another beautiful shot to the head. He needs to reload. He's doing so much, however. He quickly dashes and misses the shot, but he's got the allies there to protect him. And now it's all on Dutboy, and he starts it off well. He's got 2 characters left to go. Now on low health, and he can find it. He's got 1 left. He's got the HP advantage. He got 30 seconds. It is all in Dutty Boy's hands on how he wants to play this round. And he's going to decide he's going to rotate to B. He's not going to push into Alanoid, and Alanoid needs to come to him. And at 20 HP, ooh, it's going to be a tough ask here for Collateral eSports.
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
Spike goes down. Recon goes out back of sight. It does get the tick, so Alanoid knows exactly where he is, and he's trying to get the shots. He cannot land it. He's still luckily hasn't shot yet, but Dutty Boy shuts him down, picking up for the 3rd of the round and clinching SotZ's advantage there, picking up the first round win there. And Dutty Boy and Conkers both make their way up to the 4 ultimate charges. They are plowing ahead, making their way to that first ultimate ability on the stage. Dutty Boy would absolutely love to be able to get that, because his ultimate will offer a lot on getting onto these sites and protecting it with that cosmic divide. Whereas Conker just wants to pick it up to continue fragging and try to win these sites underneath his guidance. So, Nice Hacks will be moving along here with Dutty Boy, trying to make their way over to the B site, getting a little bit of information. And, ooh, nice little flick shot, gonna do a lot of damage to Alanoid. He's not gonna be happy about that and goes for a very risky little peek down the mid. And he's gonna get the information he desires, and he's gonna have to play defensively now. If he steps out of line, 1 shot from that Guardian will clean him up, as now Oki is starting to make his movement onto trees and decide it's best to return back and try and create a little bit of noise, create a little bit of distraction, so then Hash can swing on in and find that kill. Actually, Conkus wants to get involved in this. He's going to run up. He comes around the corner and gets a double shot to the face with the shorty. We have Raze come flying on in with the buck. He gets the double, and all of a sudden, Collateral eSports is just cleaned up, and they know where Alanoid is. They're just going to come around, get the swing, and get the kill to go along with it.
I will see you again.
SotZ playing strong. Their coordination onto tree then was unbelievable. The Punder's aggression flying in using those satchel packs, able to get him right up and close and personal against the enemies, and able to clean up with the Bucky.
Here.
But now this is Collateral eSports' chance. Why don't we get some weapons under their belt? Get them a chance at securing a round win. They'll be going up against that kind of partial buy of the second round buy that you kind of see some power come out, but it's never that full power you want to see. So they want to capitalize on this, the advantage, their first advantage of the map, and hopefully they can secure it into more round wins. Under's got to be making his way up with Nice Hacks. He's going to start clearing. Oh, he thought about clearing out Pizza, but they're going to use the run it back. This is available to get rid of the Cypher Trap, and he gets the spray, but he cannot find the kill. Going to be able to retreat without taking too much damage, and actually, Panda once again comes flying on in. He's got the bucket. He's not afraid to use it. But he's going to quickly swap out. They're going to retrieve the weapon he much desires. And now he's back onto sight. As Honkers gets shot down from NiceHack as he makes his way onto Pizza, but he will get turned around by his counterpart of Hash, who's now getting very close to getting his run its back. Oh no, it's going to get... They're struggling to find ground. They're just being surrounded from all directions as SotZ just have too many angles. They come in from all four directions. And there's not much you can do against that. You can only look two ways. You needed to try and find yourself a corridor, but once you get into a corridor in that position, you're going to get sprayed through the wall. So 3-round wins. It's going to be hurting Collateral eSports to see them lose that first buy round that they had, because now they know their opponents picked up all their weapons, and you see the economy as well. It's just further reinforced because only one of them died. The rest of them, they all picked up new weapons to go with it. Sweet Jewin conquers. He's going to be finding great flash, but he's not going to find anyone.
No charges left.
But luckily, he's got Hash behind him to protect him, and Hash gets a second. Hash, the MVP right there, protecting Conkers as Conkers couldn't find the kills, and however he found himself a Phantom, so he's going to be pretty happy about that, feeling confident, and now he's got that run it back. As we mentioned before, getting close to it, and that should help them further push for this round victory here. SotZ are now kind of still happy to take these one-on-one engagements. They're currently still peeking around the map, seeing if they can find any little open engagement. Mike's gonna have a little bit of a check. You know, he sees his good friend Yifang making his way towards tree, which will be up against Oki. Can Oki land the shots with his sheriff? He's gonna decide he's not gonna take this. He's gonna retreat, wait for his teammates to rotate on in, especially one with stronger firepower. Actually, where did that Vandal end up to? Oh, there he is. Hash. He's got the Vandal. Oh, Phantom. Wrong one. My apologies. A little bit of an engagement going on over there. Hash unable to find the kill onto the spike plant, and Conkers trying to do a little bit of a dance up here in heaven. It's not going to work out for him. He tried to duck over and pick up that Phantom, but it secured his own death as the wall goes up and the shot does come out. They're just trying to delay this plan a little bit longer as NiceHack gets aggressive. He's ready for this push. Will he find the kill? He throws down the hot hands. He's got the runner back already.
Player standing.
How? It's just so fast. Sicko can't land the shots, and all of a sudden, what looked to have been Collateral eSports' round just turned against him. SotZ, with superior strength and numbers over on the A site, found themselves the kills. Collateral eSports, a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Especially in Hash, he had to run it back, and he played in a very aggressive location. If you try and run it back there, you're going to forfeit your capability to be able to return, or even back off to a defensive location after the run it back has ended. So it looks like they will be saving it for this round though, up against the full firepower from both sides. Yes, Broken Mike, you've probably just been entered in the chat, but it is the first match. We are on a 3-minute delay, so have the shout out in 3 minutes time.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Run it back's coming from NiceHack as they try and find that entry frag as the Cosmic Frag comes on out, but NiceHack is still trying to grab a lot of information. He knows NiceHack is really far back on site, but now he's lost. The Punder's going to be sitting underneath, lower here, and waiting for the fall as he gets a little bit of damage. This could do a lot. Eleanor is going to be forced out of the window, but he takes a lot of damage. And now Eleanor is trying to find any kind of entry. But then the jump up from Punda, just the 6th sense to be able to deal with that as he now hides on that box again. And unfortunately, the flank got taken down. And then once the flank got down, Punda picked up his third and it just suddenly fell. SotZ, they're just so strong right now.
There.
Collateral eSports seem to be just a little bit behind when they need to get into position. We saw currently then that they had two members get a little bit too aggressive over at A before Sicko could rotate into position. This meant that they couldn't pressure from multiple angles at once. But then, I don't want to take away from Punda. Punda was constantly forcing the aggression. He wanted them to come to him, and he wanted to make sure that there was none of that coordination would work, as he now comes onto site and just gets shut down. Illinois had enough of Punda and his little tricks. But SotZ, they're not reacting as of yet. They are happy to go for the one-on-one engagements. They're confident in their skills to be able to capitalize. And, ooh, Daddy Boy's sitting at 5 HP and throwing out the stars in such a forward position. It almost gets friendly fragged. It was a little bit close there for comfort. Daddy Boy must be gonna have to swap underwear after this round, as the wall comes on down. But Collateral eSports are here and ready for the retake. Almost gets themselves to a nice flash comes around, but unfortunately for Hash, Nice Axe was hiding around but gets instantly refragged. This is the coordination we need to see. But Dudley Boy hiding off in the corner finds the kill. But now it's Sicko up against Mike. He's not going to suspect this. Mike is holding a very dirty angle. He peeks around the corner, few shots, and round number 6 going towards SotZ. SotZ felt like they had Mike back in reserve. He was on the lurk. He was sitting around mid. He was sitting around just biding his time. And the more time he bode, well, it was less time for Collateral eSports to kind of remember where the positions of their opponents was. And that's why we got to see Mike in such an advantageous position, being ahead in that scenario. So Sergio's going to come in. It's not going to find much. We're going to see Punda gets a beautiful first shot. Second shot with the flash, locking them down on site. And all of a sudden, it's dead. Collateral eSports, they've collapsed. SotZ just doing so much work here. And it's going to force Illinois to have to retreat back off the stage. We're going to see Sicko. He's going to be coming up against Mike. But this time, he wins the duel. He's going to be happy about that, as getting a little bit of revenge for that previous round. But there's not much else they can do here. They don't have the economy, they don't have the position, or really the health to be able to take up against these players. And, well, these players are top fragging at the moment. 9-8-8. Ooh. Unless you're feeling confident, you don't want to take these one-on-one when you're out of position, nor when you're really out of health. So we're going to see this round fall fairly quickly, see if SotZ can remove any of the weaponry out of their opponent's hand, or they decide to play it safe. But they have a lot of eco to their side, and they might just want to deal with that economy and be like, okay, we are free to use this. If I could change the right character, that would be great, but I can't. So that is on me. Sorry there, folks. We did see the 1-for-1 trade, so they do get one weapon out of Collateral eSports' hands. Sicko's getting a little worried as he can hear them starting to swarm him. The arrow comes on through, and Sicko gets it. So he's going to be able to survive with that weapon. So at least he can come into this next round with some firepower. And it looks like they might be going for a little bit of a force buy here. It's a little bit of a strange choice. They're thinking about, yep, they're thinking about changing that up. They're just going for a little bit of a semi. They're not going to go for that full buy and completely put their economy at a detriment. They are going to get a little bit of light armor and those sheriffs. See if they can wrangle up them some SotZ. Hash, he got the jump on him, but he couldn't. He couldn't capitalize. No, they're all dead. They're just dead. Now, Mike's going to find himself a next one. And then unfortunately the shot's going to land there from Oki. And that is more money just rolling in for SotZ. Straight out of the zoo. So hard to deal with. Their aim is on point. I think that's what's letting down Collateral eSports just a little bit here. They have nice positioning. They're playing to their advantage where they are causing a little bit of distractions, allowing their teammates to be able to come and crossfire from angles that SotZ didn't expect it. But they're just missing the shots. Because SotZ at the moment, they're not playing, you know, I don't want to say they're not playing tactically, but they're not really using the engage where you're locking down these constant sightlines. You're not trying to play for your opponent's minds. They're just playing solid shooting. Solid, straight up FPS right here. They're winning the fights. They're coordinating well between them. But I mean, here we go, Hash. They're going to be looking for one. He peeks at the right time, getting Mike. So Illinois used a very early Hunter's Fury. He's not going to find anything for it. There's now a little bit of an interesting dart there. Not going to be able to scan anyone as it's stuck underneath that desk. But Sicko is back at site here. Will they check it? Ooh, Illinois sticks one from behind. Hunter goes down. Nice Axe is still in a little bit of trouble here, but his shots will help him pull himself out of it. As now, we're going to see the runner back's going to be used. We do have a nice little play going down, but there's just everyone dying on the back lines. It's up to Nice Hacks to try and deal with this as all his teammates have just gone down. Nice little low ball there, but unfortunately there's too many bodies, and Collateral eSports do get the first round on the board. So this was a much needed round for Collateral eSports to get a little bit of feeling, get the first one under their belt, because once they get that first one, they can start rolling in a couple more rounds and start taking them off SotZ. This might, however, cause SotZ to play a little bit differently. At the moment, they've been happy to split up across the map, take the one-on-one engagements against the default locations of Collateral eSports. They feel confident in their aim and their capability to push in onto sites. Well, now it looks like they're saying, okay, we've lost a round. Let's show them what we've got. Let's show them our capability to execute onto a site. It looks like Punda here is getting ready for a very speedy run up here. But Conkers, he's ready for this. He shuts down the run up back, so the ultimate is instantly down. Hash will get a kill. Punda is on site, but a great paranoia will shut down two of them. There was not much you could do in that situation. Now Duddy Boy and Yafang are all alone, trying to find whatever they can. Conkers takes a lot of damage and will finally get his wings clipped, and now it is left to Yafang. And Yafang's just going to get burnt down as he sneaks away back into Wine and try and makes his run for it. They're going to be hearing that jump. They know he's still in the vicinity, but for how much longer? Yafang's trying to do one of the fake outs, trying to push and pull Collateral over to the B site. But once that smoke goes down, he's not going to want to have to walk through that. He's afraid that there could be one hiding in that smoke, because we've seen it already in this round. They're not afraid to put their faces up and close and personal to SotZ. Yafang's a little unsure of what he wants to do here, and you can't blame him. He's got 4 people to go up against, all with ultimates ready. But unfortunately, those ultimates won't really help him out too much in this round. Once he lets out this recon dart, they know his position. They know his location. He knows where 2 of them are. He gets one shot. He can't find the second as Illinois swings from heaven and will get that kill. So, as soon as SotZ wanted to play a little bit more of a execution-based plan onto the A site, well, Collateral eSports were ready to turn it up a notch and shut that down right where it stood. Once Conkers had shut down that run it back, they got no knowledge of who was on that site other than a Jet. And Jet was able to retreat and cause a lot of chaos, but the MVP there, I want to point it out, was Oki. That paranoia, it hit 2. It shut down the aggression. That utility was just wonderfully placed and timed. Unfortunately, Conker's unable to get that first shot, and he's going to have to retreat off this point. But he's now going to be coming up against Punders with the drone coming on in. Punders is still trying to find that kill. Conker's in a lot of trouble there. He's hoping for the teammates to come on in. He cannot find the shot. Punder lands on his head, squishes him like a Goomba, but will fall down shortly over to Luigi. As Ducky Boy will clean up the B side, open it up for the rest of his team. Get in there and get the site on down. As now Hash and Oki, they both have ultimates available. We're looking to relocate from Oki to get some information. He's going to the back of site. He's not going to go through with it because he didn't see anyone. Now the runner back is used but instantly shut down. But he's going to turn around. Can he find the kills? He cannot. Yafang still had that weapon out but still couldn't get it. He got a great flash there but he's stuck in the black hole and will be shut down from Dutty Boy.
Last round before the switch.
Astra is just too strong with that black hole there. Unfortunately though, Hash threw out the run it back a little bit too early. Or not too early, maybe a little bit too late, and then he got aggressive before his weapon could come out, so he couldn't even get any shots off. He just lost his ultimate to nothing, and then couldn't find the kill onto Yifang, who had the bow and arrow out, ready to get a little bit of recon dot or a shot bolt out to try and defend against the push that was coming against him. If he had fallen there, it would have been a completely different story, and it would have been a third round for Collateral. Hash gets aggressive, gets one, and is still fighting for it. He unbelievably gets two, and now Dutty Boy is not going to deal with this. He's got Yifang next to him, and they're going to be using that ultimate. They find one shot, and they find the second. B site is now clear and ready for the taking, but Yifang is out of there.
Obscuring vision.
Hash is going to find himself the third for the round. He's feeling strong, but Punda is here and waiting for it. Once this paint grenade comes out, he's going to hear it, and he's just going to say, this is my time, and he will fall. As now Punda is on the hunt, on the jump, does not find anyone around, and Pizza.
One enemy remaining.
Dutty Boy able to protect Alanoid from trying to secure the kill on Punda. Now it's up to Oki. He wants to find that third round, but he's up against two solid fraggers. Cosmic Divide's got to come out, and then suddenly Punda finds that kill. It's very difficult for Oki in that situation to try and find anything. There's just too many corners to try and make it onto that B site, and not much utility to help him secure a easier entry point to deal with those attackers. But now the teams are switched. SotZ will be taking the reign of the defense as Collateral eSports now find themselves on the offense here, and they will be vying for this pistol round. Much needed round for Collateral eSports here to get some momentum into the second half. If they lose it, that's round 11 gone. That's potentially round 12 gone. And then they're going to have to try and find themselves 10 straight rounds. And we know it's not impossible. We can see SotZ, they've pulled themselves out a nice comfortable 8 rounds already in the first half on offense. Surely Collateral eSports can pull out the same if they can get a little bit of momentum rolling.
Got attack concealment.
Oh, nice hacks. Somehow managed to find the kill through that smoke. They did expect a little bit of aggression, and it does pay off. As SotZ is still getting very aggressive here. And he's going to pop around the corner. He does manage to find one. He finds himself a second, and now he's going to retreat. He's going to wait for the allies to come on in, and Punda gets even further aggressive. They just keep blowing down. It just happened too fast. I couldn't find the right person to see it. And SotZ, they pick up their 11th round. That is going to be very close to clinching this map. As much as you don't want to say it, we're going to have to look at this realistically. SotZ, they take the pistol. They're going to capitalize it onto the follow-up round. Unless Collateral eSports can do something about it. But
this is gonna be fun.
They don't have the money. And speaking of money, in the most recent patch, there was a change to the economy. So a lot of the economy is going to hurt because you have to spend more money on your utility.
They found my wife.
Because Mikey does get spot at the top here. So Mike's going to have to try and defend it. It's going to feel the shots coming on. It's not doing any damage at the moment. There's a lot of capability of Dutty to capitalize here. He gets the one. He gets the second. The shots are just landing time and time again. He tries to go underneath. He breaks the wall using his head. And then Dutty Boy will clean up the rest.
Match point.
So unfortunately for Collateral eSports there, they used a little bit of money there to secure them some utility to get onto site. But because of that, they move into this round with not as much economy as they would like. This is going to cause them to go into a very small buy, possibly without utility that they desperately need. And you can see it right there. You know, they're missing that paranoia. They're missing the updraft. So they're hurting so hard if they want to try and get onto this point, especially paranoia. As offense, you really require that. And Mike is taking down Seeker, and they're going to get some spray through. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to find Mike as Mike gets that kill. But now, nice hacks. What a beautiful shot. And this leaves us with Alanoid. And this unfortunately is going to be the end, and that will be map number 1, folks. This is a best of 3 here in the round of 16 for the Valorant Oceanic Tour. SotZ vs Collateral, and Ascent is now done and dusted. We did speak of this at the start of the broadcast. Ascent is SotZ's highest win rate at 71.4% on their recorded matches. They are unbelievable here on Ascent, and this was also their pick. Next map we'll be moving into will be Haven. How well will they go at Haven? Well, we know Straight Out of the Zoo's got a lot of experience on Haven. Actually, they have 13 recorded matches in top Oceanic tournaments on Haven. They know how to play Haven well, and they know how to play it strong. If we look at Collateral eSports, some of their best matches that they've played within their league, in the LPL Amateur League, has been on Haven. Ascent was also the other one that they usually fared pretty well on, especially against teams such as McTeam, who we've once again mentioned at the start as well, can take the fight to the upper teams in the OCE region. So Collateral eSports might be feeling a little bit dusty after that first match. Maybe a little bit of a warm-up. What they need to do is take a breath, breathe, think about it logically, and then come back into the next game. Clean slate. Because if you still have the thought of what's going on in the first half, especially since a lot of that first map wasn't really SotZ about executing. It was more about SotZ spreading across the map and finding those one-on-one picks. They were really happy to take the jewels to their opponents. They felt comfortable, they felt confident, and it worked really well for them. You didn't really see anyone following up from behind. You didn't really see anyone kind of needing to do those return frags, go 2 men in. They were able to split up, divide and conquer. You can kind of think of it. So now I think the teams are having... What's going on? The teams are having a little bit of a break here, as I think we will be swapping sides. So we will be moving to Haven, and we will be swapping sides. So we will be seeing SotZ on defense. So I'm just going to rotate my score overlay over for that. If I don't, it will look like an absolute mess. So let's get the logo up, name up and running. We'll do that for both teams. Score 1, 2 SotZ. Excellent, we got our overlay set up. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. We just finished our first match. We'll be moving to map number 2 very shortly as the teams get prepared, have a little bit of a break. I myself going to have a little bit of breather, so stay tuned. We'll be back with map number 2 coming up very shortly. Wait, I was about to change off. Oh, we just got a ready up. Never mind, they're not here. Yes! So we'll be back very shortly with map number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentle people. We're here for map number 2 of Straight Out of the Zoo versus Collateral eSports. This is the round of 16 for the Open Qualifiers 1, stage 3 of the Valorant Oceanic Tour. These teams are playing and vying for their way into the closed qualifiers to then play off in the finals to get some points to secure themselves in the Oceanic Championship. So here we are on Haven. As we spoke about before, this is SotZ's kind of 50-50 map. This isn't one of the strongest maps, as Ascent was, but this isn't one of the worst maps. I believe Split, when I last looked at their stats, had a 41% win rate, is one of the worst, and I'll take a 41% win rate any day. My my pub skills aren't really that great. And Collateral eSports, with their games that I was able to view in the LPL leagues, this is one of their stronger sets they can play against. So see how well they do here. Now let's dive into these team compositions. So both these teams are looking fairly standard. We have two duelists coming out from both sides. You have on SotZ with that Phoenix and Jet. Once again, what they were comfortable with previously, they're going in straight again. Also, Mike's going to be picking up that Cypher, and Yifeng picking up that Sova, and Dutchplay once again on that Astra. So they're playing what they are comfortable with, what they are confident with, and what they believe that they will win with. Whereas over on Collateral eSports, we're now going to be seeing Arena, so they're going to switch that role around a little bit, get rid of the Phoenix. Maybe they don't feel like it worked as well as they had hoped, or maybe they believe that the Reyna offers a lot more on this map, especially with that Lear and the different sight lines. They're going to be picking that up, but most of it stays the same, with the other players picking up the standard agents you'd expect to see these days. So then we see the Boombot's going to be trying to find out a little bit of information in Garage, as now we're going to be seeing that push of Hash coming up towards the B site. Dutty Boy is playing ring around the rosy and gets behind Collateral eSports and finds himself one. He's going to be looking for more here. He's not done. He's got the taste of blood. And he's ready to make his opponents drip dry as he gets one. Oh, he doesn't get punished. He finally goes down as the spike has been planted. But it's just being cleaned up. There needs to be a quick rotation to get in here to defend this side. And the defuse is already coming on out. He's Ponder. He's holding. He's got the teammates to back him up. And they will get a very quick defuse. And straight out of Zoo, very happily will take this round number 1. So now, Collateral eSports, they're just going to have to regather themselves, not try and push too much, and decide how they want to take this round up. They split up through the mid to get a little bit of mid control, and then they wanted to use that to push through to A. It unfortunately didn't work too well because Dutty Boy was the key plot hole in their storyline as he shut that down. Wonder. It's going to get a little bit of aggressive, but it's not going to find a flash, but likely he doesn't get return frag from getting into that aggressive position. Conkers though, is going to be up against Punda, and Punda's ready for this fight. He's trying to get any knowledge. He's going for the peak. Not going to find anything there. However, Dutty Boy gets mid, and Punter's going to have to retreat. The Classic unable to find the shot, but Mike is able to get all the kills he so desires. As Illinois gets 1, he gets 2. Ooh, it took Dutty Boy a little bit too long there to kill it, but they don't lose too much in the end. It wasn't a large investment there from SotZ. They picked themselves up a bucky, but now they have plenty of funds to help all of their players get back into this round. At Collateral eSports, we're seeing one of the big issues about the recent change in ability costs, because that's helping make CES be a little bit less financially available for this third round. They've got their weaponry, but they don't really have the money to be able to pick out full armor. Isaac's almost able to find a nice little shot there as we have a rotation from Dutty Boy coming from behind. He had his knife out, but the sneaky little attack is going to break up the offense. And that's going to give Punda a little bit of a chance to grab himself some positioning on the map and try and find himself an opening in Collateral eSports as they split up on this map. But Mike, he hasn't rotated yet. He sees one, but Sicko decides he's had enough of that and will turn him down. Conkers also gets Punda from being too aggressive, and that just leaves Nice Hacks and Yifeng to try and pick up the scraps that the rest of their team have left them. So, Nice Hacks almost going down there from the paint shells and almost gets sprayed through the wall. It's getting a little bit too real for Nice Hacks at the moment, as he's wanting to look out to get onto the C side. He's waiting for the rotation from Yifeng so they can try and push against the C side together. Or maybe it just looks like they want to go for some exit frags. Make sure their opponents cannot get out alive, because if Collateral eSports can get out with all 4 people, it is going to be exactly what they need to pull this round back around, or pull this map back around.
Last player
And a
standing.
beautiful shock dart's going to clean up Nice Hacks there. Your Fang's not going to find anyone, as Collateral eSports are playing it safe. They make their way down long, and they're just going to have themselves a little bit of a campfire, relax a bit, and pull themselves into the next round. So, already we're seeing map number 2 being a lot better for Collateral eSports. But, as I say that, they were not up against the full firepower that SotZ has to bring, which is now starting to come online. SotZ has the Astral Divide, and they're very close to getting that neural theft. But one key point we need to look out for is Ponder and Nice Hacks. The two duelists for SotZ haven't started off strong. 3 rounds in, and they got 1 kill between them. So that could be a key reason why SotZ gave away a little bit of a round when they didn't want to, and they've fallen they're not as far as ahead as what they would like, to put it nicely. At the moment, it's going to be a little bit of a stalemate as SotZ takes an aggressive positioning down towards A. They're making their way up towards lobby, so if any aggression comes out elsewhere on the map, there's going to be a quick rotate from Nice Hacks. Mark's going to follow that SotZ drone out. It's going to get a little bit of information that it was one in window, but he might not suspect there was one under box, and he almost gets taken out from the tricky little play that was going on there. Punter's going to get rid of that wire. He's going to have to quickly retreat. Otherwise, he would have ended up 3 feet under. And now with the fake retreat, he's going to hold his stance, waiting for the engagement onto B side before he will re-engage coming up from behind. As now Collateral eSports start collapsing onto this point, but the only thing that's collapsing is their legs at the moment, as they are falling underneath the pressure of SotZ.
30 seconds left.
This leaves Conkers left and Oki to pick up the kills.
I have the spike.
They got 20 seconds left to get that plant down. Mike can hear the footsteps. He can hear the desperation in Oki's foot as he needs to go for the plant. He goes for the fake plant. He's trying to bait out, but it does not work. Nice Hacks, too strong on that jet. So Collateral eSports, they were able to recover a little bit in that round. They got a couple more kills once they started to fall here on this B site. Oki and Conkers were able to at least rein in some of the economy before SotZ can bank it up to never be disturbed once again. Speaking of economy, Nice Hacks got himself a beautiful looking operator here, keeping an eye down at window, as there has been usually a little bit of a look towards that window, and Punda starts off with the first kill against Hash, and there goes your lead in Fragger. She also had Empress and also the Lears. Without those, it's going to make getting onto site much, much harder. You're going to have to rely on the recon dart and also the smokes to give you a positional advantage to at least get the plant down. But then you have to deal with the retake. And there's just so many ultimates available on the side of SotZ that can deal with that. You've got the run it back. You've got the Hunter's Fury. Both of these are online and ready to go. Collateral eSports, they've drawn the rotation of SotZ over to the A site. Going to be taking their time, riding their big red car towards the C site as they wiggle their way
Taking that back.
over to the C area. And Dirty Boy, he hears the noise. He gives the information to the rest of the team. The rotation comes on out. We have a very quick jump in from Conkers. Gets 1 kill. Yafane gets a beautiful Hunter's Fury. He gets a second one. He's just hitting everyone. He doesn't need vision. He has that sixth sense to just kill over and over again with that Hunter's Fury. Oh no, he's going to be holding the angle. Conkers gets 2, but he can't find all of them. There was just too many bodies for him to deal with. And Collateral eSports once again fall underneath the weight of SotZ. So the interesting thing to think about that round was Collateral eSports, for the most part, made it to C long undetected, but once they started to make noise, That gave Duddy Boy the time to react by throwing those stars down, using that utility to delay the push, and kind of make Collateral eSports think twice about what they wanted to do. Poor Punda. He really wanted to get up in that box. It really made them think twice about what they wanted to do, and that's where the Hunter's Fury then came in handy, because they were now all trapped in an awkward angle, which the Hunter's Fury was able to cover most of that site.
Enemy tag.
Drone's going to be able to find themselves a few. Hash trying to get the opening frag in this round, but unable to find it. Nice Hacks gets a triple, goes for the third, cannot get it as it gets finally shut down, and, well, it's the end of the round. It was over as quickly as it started as SotZ collapsed and just found the shots over and over again. I feel like we're not seeing quite necessary the utility usage that Collateral eSports require. We're not really seeing those layers to pull off these angles and shots. We're not really even seeing the boom bots to quite clear out the corners required, nor with the paint shells. It seems like a little bit of a lack of utility going astray here, which is causing it a lot more difficult for Collateral to secure these points. Now, Collateral on the warpath, they have some weaponry they want to find this next round.
The hunt begins.
And the Empress has now been popped, but he sees his teammate goes down right next to him. These peasants, and can the Empress reign supreme and show everyone why she is the queen? Unfortunately, Hash has been locked into a corner here. Queen in the castle and finally gets shut down. Prince Charming is not there to save her. Now Mike's been spammed down and somehow survives. Not sure how with 5 hit points. Mike's going aggressive. This man, you got 5 HP, son. You shouldn't be pushing out into mid like that. Now Conkers and Oki are still fighting for their life. They found themselves a kill and they're making their way over the seaside. Once again, they're going to be vying, trying for this retake, and they put it into a strange location. You'd usually expect it down long, but maybe they suspect that the rotation is coming down from long from SotZ, or maybe SotZ are going to catch their opponents completely off guard here. Conkers is going to see nothing. He's going to be asking himself, where are they? And Oki's going to be like, okay, they must be coming down from long. I need some support. I need some backup. Please get here. There's the paint shot. It's coming on in. It's going to pick up one kill as Nice Hacks went up Sky. He's got to deal with just low hit points of Mike and the satchel charge with the showstopper. They want to secure this round. It's just delaying it a little bit longer. Oh, Mike almost finds it. Satchel shot comes out, and they finally clean it up for the second round. Conkers doing so much for Collateral eSports there. Absolutely necessary for them to pick up that second round. And with the 2 ultimate abilities used by Conkers and Hash in that last round, well, you still have your more supportive ultimates available. You've got the Hunter's Fury for the post retake. You've got Oki to either get a little bit of intel gathering or reposition to throw their opponents off guard. And you got that neural theft to outline what your strategy needs to adapt to play against your opponents. Punda getting into a very deep location here with Mike. They're going to be taking up camping over in this cubby house. As now the drone is coming on out and Duddy Boy is not going to swing with it. The drone will get one little bit of knowledge, and SotZ, they're getting so aggressive at this stage. They're coming up right behind him. Mike's going to catch all of them off guard. No one's keeping an eye out behind. They know Oki's behind this box, but he's looking the wrong way. Mikey is taking his time. One dink. Can he go for the second dink? He knows that they're starting to walk up, and Dutty Boy's going to have to defend it. Mikey's going to swing out, but he gets taken down by his counterpart, Seiko, as he holds him to the point, as the Hunter's Fury comes on out, trying to clear out those in mid, and Conkers shuts that down. He doesn't want to have to deal with that any further. Dutty Boy cleans it up and gets turned out in return. Now it is Punda all alone. He's got his knife out. He's been revealed, and now he's going to be chased to the ends of the earth by Oki and Co. Conker cleans it up, and Punda falls. This is the Collateral we want to see, and Conker's absolutely carrying his team on his shoulders right now. 13 kills, 8 rounds in. It is unbelievable. Well, folks, you gotta believe it. You've got to believe it. So, 2 straight consecutive wins for Collateral. This is a new feeling. This is them starting to get confidence. This is Conkers popping up as he is now in the moment. It asks, how does SotZ want to play against this? They've been playing super aggressive and they continue to play aggressive and they're going to get punished for it. Does this mean they're just going to start now playing a defensive rotation, allowing the Collateral eSports more map ground? Are they going to play these tighter angles and not go for these early one-on-one challenges? Punder's still standing out in the open. He's going to see a bit of a gun, but Hash with the absolutely beautiful shot for the round. With the Lear coming in sight, that's what we want to see. We want to see this utility used to secure their position. Smokes is down, Bomb is down, retakes an effect, Oki finds a kill on Duddy Boy, and all of a sudden SotZ are left with 2 up against Collateral eSports, who haven't lost more than 1 person. Yafang picks up 1, leaving Nice Hacks alone as he falls to Nice Hash, and Nice Hacks quickly dashes out of that as soon as he misses that shot, holds the angle, can't find the kill. That's another round going to Collateral eSports, and that's a beautiful round. Look at them, they're going to start rolling in some of those funds. The only one that needs to buy up is Oki, and he had enough credits for that. So this gives Collateral eSports at least 2 rounds in a row to get the full arsenal to take the fight to SotZ. SotZ, on the other hand, is starting to look rough. They're going to be able to buy up this round, but if they lose this one, they're going to lose the next consecutive round, and we could be seeing, or we should be seeing, a 7-4 scoreline.
There.
And it looks like all this early aggression from SotZ losing these challenges has not dissuaded them from taking these challenges. And we're going to hear the Hunter's Fury. Alan is chasing, and he's a kill. Where's the kill on Yafang? Yafang's not going to be able to help out SotZ any further in this round. But look at this location that Mike and Punda are playing. If Mike gets spotted and he retreats, he's got the backup there. And Sicko didn't even decide to have a look around that corner. The new offense going to come out. Mike thought it was just a lurk, but joke's on him. The rest of the team was standing around and Punda can hear all the noise that they're making. Nice Hacks is going to push up aggressively because he's not going to suspect that there is any further. Get a beautiful shot. He retreats, but Hash is going to turn that around. He says the insolence will not be unpaid for. As the Empress that is Hash is trying to find the kill, but will get turned down as the crown falls upon the ground, leaving Dutty Boy with Punda to try and take the fight to Collateral eSports.
Spike planted.
Cover going out.
Oki's going to start preparing and removing the side angles from their opponents, and then Punda gets the double. They had no idea where those shots came from. They just completely forgot that there was a long. They didn't expect there would have been a rotation coming there. They were suspecting that they would come from the side and the B. It's unfortunate for Collateral there. What looks to be another round potentially going in their favor suddenly yanked from their hands as SotZ pulls another round ahead. 6-4 as we move into round 11. Collateral eSports, they still have the funds here to purchase mostly up into a full location. But if they lose this one, they will be looking at an 8-4 scoreline as they move on to the defensive side. And everyone knows Haven is an aggressive attacker favorite map.
Deploying drone.
Drone's going to be able to find 2, and it's kind of cool Yafang to be like, okay, I am not going to challenge this as of yet because I could get easily returned fragged. And Duddy, I like this. He's sitting near the tripwire, so if anyone comes into sight, he's going to be able to find that kill. He's playing with the security that the opponents feel. And Conkus gets one, but he certainly gets traded out. And now they're going to be left in a disadvantage. So Punda comes on in. He flashes himself, unfortunately, as he runs back, and Hash is going to shut down that ultimate. But unfortunately, he's now one of two left. Oki's playing out deep down bottom of the B. As now Hash comes around the corner and gets one. He unfortunately did not have Empress up and was healing, so he couldn't get that invisibility. But Oki is able to return frag. He's going to throw out that paranoia. That's going to help him a lot. Can he capitalize? No, he's not. He's going to get flashed. He can't find the spray, and we will see Punda picking up that kill. Oki unfortunately misses his opportunity underneath that paranoia. Punda hops away to safety and will recover the operator for his jets. Both teams taking a substantial economy hits there. Unfortunately, Collateral losing that takes a worse hit than their opponents. As we now move into the final round of the half, it's going to be... it's hard to say, but it's going to be a very difficult round for Collateral. They do have 3 weapons available, so if they allow their duelists to pick up these primary weapons and enter the sites, they can secure themselves more and turn around the disadvantage they currently start off on. Hash throws out that Lear, shutting down that operator, but Nice Hacks is still holding the corner, and he gets the shot! He's gonna quickly look down at sewers. He didn't see the Cypher, but he doesn't need to. The flick, his wrist, it's right there. He's preparing that wrist for too many years of his life. Strong wrist there. Hunter Fury's gonna find one. Finds the second. Yifang is gonna be able to do a lot of damage. As now Mike is gonna be coming on in. He's gonna get shut down by Conkus. Conkus knew that there was gonna be that lurk coming on in, but he's now got a heal to go up against. He's got 4. It's gonna be a very tough ask. He's gonna get pulled in, flash, shot. Somehow he finds a kill, throws the paint grenade, but he's gonna be chased down by the classic. Nice Hacks practicing his little bit of dagger aim there.
Switching sides.
So, 8-4 in favor of Straight Out of the Zoo. This is not as a strong first half as we saw from the previous map out of Straight Out of the Zoo. Collateral eSports are bringing it to him a little bit stronger. Now, don't forget, Straight Out of the Zoo are easily in the top 10 best in OCE at the moment. They have found their way into matches against the best, against the teams that make their way and take the top 3 in the finals of the Valorant Stage 2 Oceanic Tour. And Collateral eSports are still bringing the pain. They are not done yet. Hash unfortunately going to be shut down. That one way is going to be more than enough for Hash to have to retreat. So that is one Lear down. He's got no more left on that pistol round. It's just too expensive to pick up both of those Lears. And now Nice Hacks is going to be following his partner in crime onto the site. The drone is not going to find any information, but they have cleared it open. Oki is going to be able to find that kill. Illinois, he has to deal with 2, but there's too many people there. Now a little bit of spam going through the smoke, unable to find and clip anyone. On the other side of B, there's a huge engagement going out, pushing Collateral eSports further and further back, pushing them away from the spike. They're supposed to be the ones walking towards it, and yet they're running away. Hash loses an ally, but he doesn't suspect someone sitting at the back of C's sights. The positions of SotZ is just too strong. They chase Collateral eSports away from the bomb, and they sit in unpredictable spots with the help of allies to secure the kills.
BYB fam.
So unfortunately for Collateral eSports there, they've lost the pistol round. A much needed round. I know I've said this 3 times in this series, but Collateral eSports really need to try and find that opening pistol round so they get the momentum. Because without it, they're always playing on the back foot. They always don't have the economy to make their opponents go, okay, we are now unable to buy a full buy. We are unable to bring the heat to you. And the drone doing a lot. As we watch the drone, Nice Hacks able to find the 2 kills underneath it. And I am missing all the kills left, right, and center here. But we're not going to miss Nice Hacks. Yes, we will see him fall. Okay, every person I change to just dies underneath the weight of their opponent. Apologies, viewers, on that one. It seemed like no matter who I swapped to, they just died. It was almost like a caster's curse. Whoever we watched fell shortly after. So 2 very quick rounds. SotZ comfortably ahead on 10-4. Collateral eSports, they are doing better than what they did in the first half. In the first map. Now they need to capitalize on what they've earned. The position that they grabbed themselves in that first half. They need to try and turn around this defense. They're playing a default split at the moment. And that's very hard because they're just going to swarm the point. NiceHax is on, but Illinois, he's able to hold onto it. He's now being killed from every angle. And Sicko finds the kill onto Mike as he swings in from behind. Conkers is going to now fight up against 1, 2, but Dutty Boy will find the kill. But he gets instantly traded out. And all of a sudden, SotZ dead. Oki able to find 2 kills on the round, helping secure that round for Collateral eSports.
Spike defused.
So now we're 5-10. They finally shut down a little bit of momentum. But can they keep it against their opponents? Can they find their own momentum to string a couple more rounds? We saw it in the first half. Once they got a few rounds, they started to feel better and better. And SotZ started to adjust their playstyle. As the time ticks upon, the walls fall, and the SotZ advance. They're splitting up on the map. This is their style. They like to split across the map to try and find those opening frags. They are comfortable without needing that backup to get their kills. They're comfortable in their duelists. They're even comfortable in the rest of the members on their team to find the kills. But this is what happens. If they lose that initial engagement, well, they're not knowing their return frag, and Hash is starting to pick up his capability. He's feeling great. So is the rest of Collateral eSports. They're shutting down at every angle. No one is able to find those return kills, and this is the drawback from SotZ's playstyle at the moment. If they decide to split up and go for these 1v1 frags, it either works heavily in their favor, or it just crashes and burns. And Conker's going to hear a lot of that noise. He's going to hear it slowly fade off into the distance. He sees one. He cleans it up. It leaves us with Dutty Boy all alone. He gets hit with those paint shells. Peeks around the corner, but there is a Hash who picks up the 3rd for the round. Hash is starting to come back in it, boys. He's starting to feel alive. And that's going to be giving Collateral eSports a little bit of momentum, a little bit of morale. And hopefully some confidence that they can take these opening kills, they can take these first frags, and then secure the round on the back of those engagements.
Track them down.
Moving into round 17 now. Once again, SotZ this time are going to be putting 3 down towards the C side and leaving Mike as that lurk. So they've changed the style up a little bit more. They want to try a coordinated push. And we're going to see the daggers come out. And we should see NiceHax go up high here. He looks around, he can't find anyone. He takes a little bit of damage. He still doesn't see anyone. As they all move onto site, they're still trying to find anything they can. Sicko gets one, and the daggers miss, and Sicko gets a second one. Unfortunately, NiceHax couldn't stop his allies from falling, and Collateral eSports take another round. Well, looks to be convincingly, unless Mike can show us otherwise. Can he pull off the 4K with the Sheriff? Can he wrangle this Collateral eSports and put him back in jail? No, he cannot. He will fall. And we're starting to look a little bit comfortable here in Collateral eSports. They're now 7-10. This is as close they have been all series long. And this also starts to look as comfortable as they've been. They're starting to see their opening fraggers start picking up the slack. Hash is starting to get in the groove. We saw that 2 rounds ago, getting that triple kill. We're starting to see Sicko holding onto the location. And we're seeing a little bit of a...
I got you, bruv.
What's the word I'm looking for? An unconditional play is coming out of NiceHax. Usually he would land those shots. His aim's been on point all series, but a couple of those dagger shots, very unfortunate, left the rest of his team to go down. If he'd find those kills, it would have been a completely different round. And Hash, oh, he's got to find the kill, and he quickly dismisses so he doesn't get traded out. But Jet doesn't want to deal with that. She dashes in and punishes it with that dismiss, being caught off guard. So now SotZ are trying to find their way onto the B site. They're splitting up all over the place. Nice Hacks is taking a very aggressive position, and he will find himself two. Absolutely shouldn't have got those, but he says, I am too good for you, Collateral eSports. I will take both of you, and I will do it without breaking a sweat. And now the neural theft, they're going to find Jet, and they're going to be like, wait a second, what's Jet doing back there? That's going to kind of stop Jet's little sneaky play. She's trying to swing through defender spawn and get behind that B site. If she was able to do that, that would have been disastrous for Collateral eSports. So good neural theft there and good timing. Recon dot landing at their feet. Shock darts coming on out. No, it's not going to find anyone, however.
One enemy
Nice Hack's got to try and deal with it, and he does. He picks up the 4K for the round, and Yifeng was able to deal with the intruder coming in from Connector. 11-7, but Collateral eSports has the money to buy up. Sicko just been able to pick up all his utility there. Got absolutely no credits left in his name. So he's going to be wanting to survive this round with his weapon and taking out the W. It looks like we have our first little technical pause of the match. So, with that, we'll swing you back over here. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. We are still on map 2 with a little bit of a technical pause going on, as it looks like someone's internet may have disconnected, so they're trying to get him back online now. We are watching SotZ versus Collateral eSports. Straight out of the zoo have taken the first map on Ascent. We're now on Haven, fighting that one out currently. If this map does get picked up by Collateral eSports, we will be moving to Bind. And Bind is one of those maps that can completely throw teams off because of the chaos that those portals can bring. It's a completely different element that you don't see in many tactical FPS games, especially those that come from Counter-Strike. You don't see that too often. But will we get there is all up onto Collateral eSports' ability to capitalize on those advantages that they can get, especially with the way SotZ is playing. SotZ is really trying to force the aggression of being a 1v1 team. That's how they're playing at the moment. Whether they're doing that because they feel that they're a tier above their opponents and they're kind of trying... I'm going to say it, maybe they're playing a little bit cocky and they're happy to do that 1v1s, and so that's why if they start losing it, we're starting to see them group together and play these executions. And actually, we're straight back into the game. We could get that screen transition on over for you. And we'll watch Conkers gets that beautiful shot. And now we're going to see that run it back. He's going to be chasing it down. And we've got the Hunter Fury come on out. He hits his own teammate, but that doesn't matter. The run at its back is being used. Nice Hack is hiding under belief. Under in hell, and we have the showstopper. Conkers is looking, he's waiting, he's got a few more seconds and he lets it rip and he finds Dirty Boy. So now we're a 5-2 advantage, and SotZ, they are struggling. Hash finds the kill, gets the Empress, still can't find where that planter had went. He sees it, he gets it out of there. It leaves Punder alive, and all of a sudden they have collapsed, and we find that 8th round. The technical pause working in favor of Collateral eSports as they pick up another round. This is the momentum that they have been sought after the entire time. You've led the camel to the water, and they are now drinking and gulping. And so they're just trying to rein this back in. But this camel, he is enjoying life right now. So Collateral eSports coming up, they're going to be going up against an Eco. So this should be the 9th round. Pulling it ever so closer to getting on par with SotZ.
Get out of my way!
Hash. Ooh, it takes a heavy shot to the head through the wall. Not going to be enough to kill him as the mitigation there. We're going to see the Hunter's Fury go off somewhere. It's going to not land on anyone. And Nice Hacks gets 1 kill. He flies up. He's going to get clipped in the air. Great boombot there, holding them back as they push him to the side. Oki's here on the side. And we're going to see another one fall shortly after. This leaves Punder alone. But that is a bit of economy damage done to the side of Collateral eSports. But their economy's still looking pretty nice at the moment. Even with 2 down, they can buy up and still have 2 more rounds underneath their belt. Now we await Punder to meet his makers. He's lining up. He's preparing the wall. He's preparing the flash. He's trying to restrict how many waves. And he sneaks through. What a cheeky little flash. I have not seen that before, as he completely fakes out his opponents. And now he's got a weapon. We know Punder can do this. He finds it. He's got 1 left to go as the ring around he starts. And Alanoid secures what looked to have been an easy round, turned almost disastrous for Collateral eSports. Alanoid, the saving grace on Collateral eSports right there, as they now move to 9 and 11. We have 2 ultimates online. We got the Astral Divide, and it looks like going to be set up on the C side for that. You usually see the Astral Divide cut off the garage and D side push. So then they only have to worry about the C site locations, and then the opponents also have to wait that wall to go down before they can really push in. Conkers has revealed that the operator is down here, and already the quick rotation says we're out of here. Oh, that could have been disastrous. Very, very lucky there. That was a very small window, very tight timing, and Hash gets it and dismisses. He's out. Absolutely nothing you can do in that scenario. Hash is coming alive in this match. The drone coming on out, trying to find whatever they can. Sees 2 in window. Unfortunately, Conkers gets taken out from Punder. Punder run it back once again. He's going to start making his way up. He sees 1. He finds the kill. Run it back, paying dividends as he gets in very, very far in. And that allows Duddy Boy to move up onto point. But unfortunately, Sicko gets the kill, but it's instantly traded out by Mike. Oh, sorry, not Mike, Yifang. Mike, however, does find himself a kill. And now it's up to Hash. And Hash did not expect Punder to still be lurking around that middle, and will unfortunately go down. This is series point here for SotZ. If they get this round, if they get any of the next 3 rounds, then we will be seeing straight out of the zoo move into the quarterfinals of the night. Which, for all of you that are paying attention to the Oceanic region tonight, we do have matches which start at 7 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, and also 9:30, which is a little over an hour away. Hash is going to start off exactly the way he wants it. He wants to find those kills. Alanoid is going to swing in there, but he can't find the kill. Nice Hash is still managing to get a kill after kill, but he's in the recon dart. He has to fight it, and Nice Hash is going to finally shut down Hash. Such a strong player has finally been taken down, and now Sicko gets Mike from behind, and he's like, he's trying to get the corpse, but he's too far away. He doesn't want to rotate out into the line of sight where potentially Yifang and Nice Hacks are standing. The boombot comes out, and they still know that there is 1 standing up towards the B side, but all they need to do is hold onto the spike. And Nice Hacks, he's trying to get a quick rotate in. They still have 45 seconds. It's plenty of time to deal with. Yifang's going to throw out the recon dart saying, hey, look, I'm still here. Draw your attention over to me. Do not think about any of the other locations on this map. Nice Hacks. He's still looking for it. Yifang's coming on in. Conkers misses the shot. But Sicko pops out and kills Nice Hacks. This leaves Yifang alone with the plant. He has to try and get it done. Conkers is ready to deal with this.
Spike planted.
Yifang, however, he wants to secure this map. He wants to be done and dusted. He wants to have a little bit of a break for the rest of the night. But he gets 1 and he gets the double, and that is it. Straight out of the zoo, we'll be taking map number 2 for a 2-0 victory against Collateral eSports, and they will be moving on to your Stage 3 Open Qualifier 1 quarterfinals. Very well played by Collateral eSports there at the end of that map. They were just coming back. Their players were starting to come online and showcasing us a lot of talent. Hash started to fill in the groove. Conker's constantly showing us that he was at the top of the scoreboards. He was the man to beat. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Straight out of the Zoom, their strength was the capability that all their players could find those frags, could find those one-on-ones, and you can see it with a lot of their first bloods. It's split up between a lot of those players. Actually, as I say that, you look at Collateral eSports, they surprisingly won most of the engagements first in the round, but they just weren't able to kind of follow that through, and they fell further and further behind. So let's switch the scene on over. So thank you all, ladies and gentle people, for joining for this map and series of Collateral eSports versus Straight Out of the Zoo. That is not all for tonight. Coming up at 9:30, we will be having our quarterfinals match, and this will be broadcast across a couple of the channels, so make sure you follow LPL_play on their Twitter and at their Discord so you can keep up to date with all the latest happenings going on in the Valorant Oceanic Tour. If you want to follow me, go ahead. I've got another match coming up for you tonight at 9:30, so that is an hour away, so the stream will be going down as we have a little bit of a break for that. Do we have the ladder yet? I'm just having a quick look. We are. As our ladder loads. So I'm still waiting for this. Okay, we got the ladder up. So it looks like we have Wildcard Gaming will be going through. So sorry if this is spoilers for any of the other matches going on. Wildcard Gaming will be going on through. We know SotZ will be going on through, and they'll be up against Kingsman and Order. I believe Order, they are the favorites in the tournament, so I wouldn't be surprised if Order moves on through that. And we'll be having a SotZ versus Order matchup. That will be a very strong and great showing. So if that match is being casted, tune in, because that will be a ripper. I believe I'll be casting quarterfinals 2, which will be the winner of Mindfreak versus AAAA. And the winner of August and Nebula. My predictions will be Mindfreak will jump on through, and also Nebula. Those two teams are probably the top 5 in OCE. So it will be a little bit of an upset if August or AAA can knock them off their podium and off their perch. So that will be a great game coming up at 9:30. So if you just want to tune in there, make sure to jump on the stream at 9:30. I'm going to see if there's any other casters going on at the moment, because I would love to throw you there so you can support all your friends. Let's have a look. We have any other matches going on? We do indeed. So we have one going on here. Let's have a look. Is this still live? And I get hit with an ad. Well, I'm going to send you that way anyway, so let's get a raid going on, support the OCE region, and once again, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. I'm D-Swole, as obviously you're on the channel, you should know. Most people call me DS-Wall, Dizwall, DS, wow. I look to go at D-Swole, but that's the way it is. Anyway, I've padded enough. Let's get raiding. 2-tap Tony, head on over there. So, thank you very much. Oh, actually, cancel that. We'll raid in a second. But once again, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you in an hour.